I think it was a little hubris and ego. I think that thought, yeah, I'll write a book, and that carried me for a while. And then I had to sort of decide, what do I have to say? Because if you Googled me, you'd think that coming out was the only thing I'd ever done, and I thought I had more to say because I've learned a lot of lessons in my life. And once I started looking at it from that perspective, I thought, I can do that. I've gone through, a lot. I've had a long career. I have 5 children. I've been married 3 times. I've acted for 40 years. And, then now I'm gay. So what have I learned through that?
Either of you guys know anything about polo?
Polo?
Kimberly's picking me up any minute now. Today's a big tournament for the gray cup. Or the blue cup, some kind of cup. I was hoping one of you at least know the rules.
Polo?
Never mind, I'll just ride the way everybody else does.
I think maybe he was switched at birth and the Rockefellers have our kid.
Could be. I wasn't going to tell you, but this morning I found a copy of the Wall Street Journal under his bed.
When I was coming out of my 3rd marriage, I had kind of a breakdown. Because I was distraught, not over the loss of the relationship, but because I found myself in a situation where I had made the same mistakes over and over and over again. I seemed to have learned nothing from what had preceded. So I dove into therapy and a 12-step program again, and that's when I started to get a sense of what my issues were, that I had I developed a belief system based on things that had happened in my childhood, and I told myself a story about it. That belief system was that I had no value, that I was unlovable, and I was not loved. So that all dictated the trajectory of my life, all the choices I made, every relationship I went into. So it's not hard to see how I got into disastrous relationships because of that.
I mean, if Kimberly doesn't like you or your family for who they are, then maybe she isn't worth caring about at all, don't you think?
Are you going to wear your hair like that, or are you going to put it out?
I feel a joy and an openness and I have a sense of community that I never did before. It's not because I was in the straight world or was claiming straightness. It had nothing to do with that. It just was what my life was. I understand the concept of saying we're born this way as an argument to acceptance and laws, like you don't legislate on someone because of the way they're born, whether it's handicapped or a certain race or whatever it is. Yeah, it's being gay is not a handicap. It's just kind of what it is. So I can see that might be a good argument, and if it's true, all right, well then that's, if we are born that way, then that will support that argument. But I would not want to use it as an excuse for me.